dialed on the returns and the drops specifically.
Game one.
I really am going to be looking for that early.
0-0.
So here we go. Vivian Glozman to serve. Let's play pickleball.
Point.
Boy, and a skidder right off the bat.
Yes, nice depth on that serve. Looked like it might have skidded and stayed low. Always nice to get a freebie.
1-0.
Oh, I think she hit the exact same spot on the other side of the court.
Whoa.
Point.
Jorja lost her balance there. It seems to be okay.
Well, Vivian Glozman has hit 3 shots so far, all of which have been on the baseline, so not a shabby start.
Yeah, maybe she should play more singles. Yeah, what happened
2-0.
here? Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Man, that was not a small roll of the ankle. She seems okay.
Point.
Well, that's about as fast as a 3-0 as you're ever going to see here.
3-0.
Or make it 4.
Wow. Jorja has yet to touch the ball. 4-0.
4-0. Side out.
And we don't see the ladies come in as much as the dudes. Why is that, CJ?
I think it really just comes down to the reach more than anything, the lateral movement as well. The guys are typically a little bit taller, cover the net a little bit better, so it is a little bit more of a risk for the women to come in.
Point.
I think their passing shots are a little bit closer to what the guys can be. So because of that difference, you will see them hang back a little bit more than the guys.
Jorja hits the scoreboard with a missed return as Vivian Glozman's history of hitting the baseline just missed on the last one there.
Point.
Just wide there, and Jorja hits such a flat, slappy forehand. What's the advantage and disadvantage?
2-4.
Yeah, she actually plays with a relatively extreme grip. I think it's more of like a semi-western on that forehand, which normally you would expect somebody to hit with more spin when they have that grip, but she really likes to take a flat strike at it. So if she's striking it well, it can be really hard to read, and she could definitely get hot. The problem is there's not a lot of room for error, so she will make errors.
Wow, what a running two-way from Vivian Glozman. Pretty.
Yeah, if memory serves, Glozman's backhand from the baseline is a little bit better than the forehand side. At least what I saw in that MLP Dreambreaker, she really liked that backhand.
And nice return of the favor with a clean winner from the teenager Jorja Johnson.
Yeah, Jorja's grip sort of reminds me of Jaume Martinez-Vic's grip.
2-5.
Sort of similar with where they grip it on the handle there, but very different stroke production. Jaume hits his very heavy, lots of spin, whereas Jorja elects to go a little bit more flat.
Side out.
There was a groan from the crowd on the missed overhead, but the point had ended before that with the out call. So love this crowd here. They live and die on every point.
Yeah, I would say this Red Rock crowd is probably as educated as any when it comes to pickleball IQ. I think a lot of the people in the crowd do play pickleball themselves, so we always appreciate that. We're not on the court, and they kind of know when to cheer, which shots are impressive, rather than the let court is usually what gets the crowd going, but not so much here in St. George.
Another beautiful backhand inside out, and Glozman is in control here.
Timeout receiver.
Looking to try and make a semifinal in singles. And looking good on both sides of the body.
Yeah, just a frozen rope there on the forehand down the line. Jorja really had no chance at that.
Singles looking good with forehands and backhands.
Side out.
That's a pretty good lateral movement there. I didn't think that she was going to get to that one forehand to be able to do anything good with it. She actually hit a decent volley, but Jorja kept the pressure on.
Point.
Looked like Jorja returned the favor there on that serve on the baseline.
Three, 8.
That's a nice shot.
Man, another two-y that looks so good from Vivian Glozman. And when you hit a deep volley, you think you're going to be in good shape, and not in this one.
Yeah, she really transfers her body weight through the shot nicely on that backhand. Good balance.
Point. Nine, 3. Side out.
A little late on the volley there, but adds to the lead, and Jorja's got to go right
9.
now.
Point.
I like that approach from Jorja a little bit better, not giving Glozman the angles, going deep into the forehand side, so not giving her her preferred stroke, and at the same time cutting down on those angles.
4, 9.
See if she does it again. Goes to the backhand this time and pays the
Side
price.
out.
Patterns are important.
Indeed, indeed. I've been known to study some patterns in my time.
9, 4.
Man, what an approach
Point.
from Glozman, and she is
Game
at
point.
game point quickly. And the 30 seed just means I haven't played a lot of singles and points, because the talent level is certainly not a 30 here.
No, that is
10,
definitely
4.
a misnomer there.
And that is wide, and
Game.
Vivian
11-4.
Glozman cleans up game number 1 quickly here.
Welcome to the Pickler, where everything's better.
Everything's better at the Pickler.
Everything's better at the Pickler.
Is going to be the same. So just come out here with
New
a lot of
ball,
energy.
game 2.
Clearly,
Time
Vivian
in.
Glozman came out
0-0.
firing. She had some good serves early. Just try to clean up the returns and work your way
Side
into the
out.
match.
And trying to make your serve.
That's always a good start as well.
Yep, we like when people go for
0-0.
it. It's just tough to miss the first one after dropping game 1.
Boy, I need to get a serving lesson from Vivian Glozman.
Jeez.
The serve is just peppering the baseline right now.
And the return did too.
Yeah.
I mean, the approach
1-0.
shot is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like 12 feet further than my serve goes normally.
Oh, there's 12 feet too far. And welcome to the announcer jinx part of the show here. With it happens to all of us.
0-1. Point.
Just dominant rally right there, and sort of hit that last volley with a little disgust, like I'm on this now.
Yep, very dismissive, but I think the approach shot ahead of that is what really set the table. Got it through the court nicely.
Wow, that's a good overhead, looking up into the high Georgia sky here. Last week we played at 33 feet above sea level. This week 2,800. Big difference.
Yeah, it might not sound like much, but it does affect the flight of the ball.
Point.
Great serve from Georgia, and a much better start here for her.
Three, 1. Point.
Much better start here for Jorja Johnson. See if Vivian can play as well when she's not the front runner for the game.
4-1.
Oh, lovely touch from Georgia there. After volley goes an inch from the baseline. Is there a magnet on the baseline closest to us? It seems every ball hits it.
It seems like it. I don't know if the wind's going that direction or they're just that good right now, but
wow,
some great depth. And I don't know if that volley was intended to be that short, but it certainly worked out well in that last shot.
Point.
And you were saying, Dave, about the depth?
Oh, man, depth of shot of Jorja. It's been fantastic here in game number 2.
Side out.
You always love to get the stop after a timeout. So can Glozman put something together?
Point.
Trip to the freebie factory is always nice.
Yes, and it was almost like she was surprised by how short that serve was, considering how many have been deep.
Point.
And that thing catches the jet stream, and Glozman is within 3.
3-6. Point.
Definitely a good timeout to get the ball back and then immediately put a little bit of scoreboard pressure here.
4-6.
That is 4 in a row after calling timeout, and Jorja's lead is but 1.
Yeah, not getting great depth on these returns, allowing Glozman to come in and finish at the net.
Point.
Wow, and a march to the bench is coming.
But whatever it was, it worked beautifully.
6-6.
Winner of this one will move into the semifinals
Point.
to play the winner of Leah Jansen and Caitlin Christian.
7-6. Side out.
That is pretty right there.
Six, 7.
Another one of those. Just get this volley out of here. Forehands from Jorja. Just to clarify, apologies. Winner of this gets the winner of Zoe Wong and Leah Jansen. It's Caitlin Christian and Mary Brasha in the other semifinal. Whoopsie.
Yeah, and in the point previous, not that one, it almost looked like Jorja had the sneak attack where she wasn't entirely sure she was coming in until she saw that Glozman was going to go down the middle with the ball, and then she snuck in nicely and hit that forehand volley.
Point.
Because you'll occasionally do that in tennis, especially at lower levels of play. You'll hit a moon ball deep, and while they're watching the ball come down, you can sneak in and sometimes knock off a traditional volley or a swinging volley. And the same thing is rarely used in pickleball, but it can occasionally be implemented successfully.
So be sneaky, says CJ, on occasion.
Use it sparingly.
Oh, good lead there. That's one of those please, 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 please go wide, and it did. And look at where we are here. Jorja Johnson. And it is amazing what the feet can do to drive your entire persona out there. You saw Jorja trying to get the feet going. Here she is with game point.
Just barely missed it. Oh.
Point.
Wow.
She gave it to her. I don't think that she needed to give that to her. I saw it wide, but I could be wrong.
Jorja is not going to challenge that call. So
shot that's knocked down by the wind
Game
when you're
three.
dropping actually works
Time
out
in.
much better when you're hitting
0-0.
the wind.
Use that backboard, everybody. So here we go. Glozman. And a tough start to
Side
game
out.
number 3 for her.
Good news is it's not going to register on the scoreboard.
It does not. It's the beauty of
0-0.
side-out scoring.
Side out. Zero, zero.
Oh my, a little casual on that first forehand volley, and she ends up losing the rally.
Yes, in a winning position there, but Jorja with some great hands, off balance, finding the open court.
Ball always comes back in pickleball. You got to
0-0.
remember that. Nice job by Jorja. Can she capitalize on getting on the scoreboard first? She
Side out.
cannot.
So if the first 2 games were any indication, it appears that the far side is a little bit better than the one that Vivian Glozman is on. So it's important for her to try to leverage that and try
0-0.
to move to the other side with the lead.
Wow, pretty feathered down the line. Gets the paddle clap from Glozman.
Yep, very nice. No chance to get that one. Curled around the outside of the ball nicely.
0-0.
And
Point.
little touch, a little kiss, and gets the first point of game 3.
1-0. Point.
Not served, just not seeming to bounce up very high. But didn't look like she had much of a chance on that one.
2-0.
Can't get that one back in, so it is Jorja Johnson picking up where she left off from game 2. She is up 3-0.
3-0. Point.
Another one of those slight sneak attacks there.
Yep, I think she realized that her shot was actually even deeper than she thought. It would be a good one to sneak in on. And even though Vivian Glozman got a good crack at that,
4-0.
ends up hitting in the tape.
Point.
Pretty control of the kitchen, and Glozman, if she is on the good side, it does not look like it right now.
Yeah, really good opportunity here for
5-0.
Jorja to switch with as good a lead as you can have in the
Side
third
out.
game, and I jinxed her.
CJ is a. Just remember that when I say
0-5.
something about you on Saturday, bro.
Oh, there was the sneak attack, but I think it was just low enough to where Vivian got away with the volley.
So just for confidence sake, that is a massive point.
1-5.
That missed serve from Jorja may come back to haunt her just because of the lead difference. Wow,
Side
another
out.
nice drop, short volley.
Yes, that can definitely be very valuable in singles, kind of coming underneath it using a less traditional pickleball volley where you're cutting underneath it. But when you have somebody sprinting forward, you can get that ball to die quickly enough to make it effective.
So another chance here for Jorja to switch with a big lead, and we have a little conversation here with our referee crew.
I'm not sure if they're talking about.
Please hold your applause till after the rally. Thank you.
Okay, I was wondering if they were maybe talking about the service release. That's been
Oh, yes.
that's been a point of contention
5-1.
throughout the whole year, but apparently it was something from the crowd.
Jorja Johnson with a beautiful two-way down the line, one of the hardest shots. Well, anyway, down 5 here, so here we go. Jorja Johnson is rolling. Hammered volley from Viv.
Yeah, and Jorja, despite having the lead here in the third game, this has very much been a momentum-based match. So she could very easily catch up if she puts a few on the scoreboard, because when she's had the ball, she has put some good streaks together.
And Jorja says, get that the heck on out of here.
Yeah, no streaks if she's going to paint lines like that, that's for sure.
6-1.
And Jorja looks fantastic on that. Nice overhead put away. 4 from moving on.
7-1. Side out.
Glozman's got a GO right here.
Yeah, some nice deep serves like early in game 1 would certainly serve her well right now.
Point.
Update from Grandstand. Jack Sock's run continues, takes out Big H, and is moving into the semifinal. Will this be the week he makes it all the way to Championship Sunday? And this looks a lot like game number 1, where it was Glozman in complete control.
Yeah, with just a little bit better depth on the serve, getting Jorja to return a little bit shorter and giving herself the opportunity to come forward.
Oh. And you love net court, so
yep, and if you can also find a way to avoid their strengths, that's a bonus.
So here we go, within 3.
Ooh,
And
she had it.
Miss volley on the run, and now that huge lead is but 2.
5-7.
It's a nice approach. She kept that low enough to where Jorja had to hit up, even though the depth probably could have been a little bit better. I like that approach.
And here we go.
6-7.
Great serve. And better return. But as we say, pickleball is a game of runs. There is now a lot of scoreboard pressure deep in the third game, 7-6. We'll see if Jorja can put at least 1 on the board here.
7-6. Point.
Jorja's done a nice job of getting that forehand through the court, inside out a lot on these approach shots. So when she's able to step in and get some body weight behind it, definitely hitting that shot well.
Saw a glimpse of her mom clapping her approval. And a lot of volleys turning into easy put away overheads, and Jorja's within 2 of moving into the semis.
Yeah, I don't know if Vivian changed her mind on that shot or she just caught it wrong when she was trying to hit that roll drop cross court. But it's possible she thought about throwing up a lob and turned it into a drop at the last second, and that usually doesn't end very well. Oh, that's a great shot off the back foot.
Man, under pressure with a really nice approach from Jorja. Comes up with the goods there, does Vivian Glozman.
You can't hit a much better approach than that. I mean, it was on the baseline, it was through the court.
And Jorja takes out the net cam there, and we'll send the invoice.
7-9.
Some good lateral movement. And she actually stayed home on that one forehand that Jorja tried to get past her up the line and covered it nicely there and kept the volley just low enough to get her paddle on the next one.
Oh, to be tall. Well done, Viv. 8-9.
Side out.
And this is where it's really important for Jorja to, if possible, keep it away from that Vivian Glozman backhand. She clearly prefers that stroke, and that's a great example of that on that return, getting it to the forehand side.
9-8.
Oh, I think that was a little out. Yep, just barely.
Call stands.
What is the very important verdict right here?
After review, the call stands. The ball's out. Challenge is lost. The timeout is lost. 2 timeouts.
Of course, it's very hard to tell
No timeouts.
from the camera angles that we have, but I would tend to agree with that call. I think that there was just
8-9.
barely a little bit of space, and certainly in real time off the paddle, it looked to be going wide. So you got to think they made the right call there.
So here we go.
8-9.
Glozman with another chance to tie it up. Oh, big swinging volley, but that time it does not catch the court. Oh, she gives it to her.
She gives it to her.
Wow.
I thought she missed it, but it's possible that one got the line.
Wow, those 2 shots landed in about the same spot. So Glozman plays it in. And now is staring at a match point against. Wow, couple of very tight calls over there. We think the first one was right. Glozman may have actually hurt herself with a call. So can Jorja close it out right here?
Well, I talk about a good return on match point down. Down the line, on the back of the line.
That's as good as it gets right there.
8-10.
Oh, she got out of it. She was a little tentative on the volley, but still had her on the string, so able to finish on the next volley. But phenomenal return of serve on that. Really gets it deep to the forehand side of Vivian.
Can Glozman come up with another brilliant return to stay in the match?
Ooh, could be good.
And Jorja Johnson scrambling all over the court, and then an emphatic forehand finish. Drop game 1, get into game 2 and 3. What changed?
You know, she just came out firing, and I wasn't quite prepared for how heavy her ground strokes were. She played really well, and I definitely had to make some footwork adjustments.
Hi, Jorja. Colin Johns here. I was just going to ask you about the direction of your passing shots. You had some really good ones down the line, curling around the outside of the ball. Is that something that you really consciously decide, I'm going to hit a lot of passing shots down the line, or you just kind of feel it out in the moment?
Yeah, no, she's really long, so I think that she would be able to cut my cross-court passing shots off. So I decided to just, you know, rip them up the line and see how that would go.
Well, you started ripping it up the line impressively, Jorja, and we had some great reaction of your mom in the stands cheering you on to victory. What does it mean for you to have her there as a coach? What does that mean to you, and is that the difference sometimes in some of your matches?
Absolutely. She keeps me, you know, collected and calm throughout the match, and definitely it's good to have an outside view, and so I'm really grateful to have her. I just try not to look at her when I lose a point.